Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Counselor's Couch 101. I am Jim Stump, and I appreciate your comments and your emails. If you'd like to send us an email, please send it to counselorscouch101 at mail.com, just mail.com. I would like to keep these little videos as relevant to what you're experiencing right now in your lives and make it more interactive, or as interactive as we can make it, so that we all benefit and all grow and learn from one another on these little tapes. So lately, I received a couple of emails about empty nest. You all know what that is. It's that time of life when the children grow up and become adults and move away from home. That's sort of an American and Western culture sort of an idea. A lot of families stay close to home. I know Asians do that a lot. When the son gets married, he moves the wife into the house. And if a daughter gets married, she moves into the home of her husband's family. They stay close that way. Other families and cultures do that as well. They stay close. One lady I was talking to, I forgot how many people she said she had in her immediate family. Immediate extended family means parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and lots of cousins. And she told me everything she does in the week and in her life has to do with some other member of the family. If she's going out to enjoy some sort of entertainment, she's going with a cousin or a sibling. And if she's going to any sort of an event, she's going with a family member. It's just something they do. They're close that way. And I think that can be very beneficial and gives you an idea of who you are and keeps you grounded in the world. But at the same time, sometimes we feel like it's overbearing and we want a little personal space and like that. But back to empty nest. I'm sure everybody understands that we have different stages in life. One theorist had the idea that we're supposed to accomplish certain things at certain periods of our lifetime. So when we're growing up, we're supposed to find out who we are and how we're going to be in the world. As we go to college, we're supposed to take in a lot of information, prepare ourselves for careers and etc. And as we go into the world, we're probably supposed to find a partner and start our own family and make the cycle repeat itself going forward, which is how we populate the earth. Nowadays, people are complaining that the earth is populated and we don't need to do that anymore. But that's neither here nor there. Most people feel it normal and natural that they want to have a family. And part of the situation is I think we should recognize at the beginning that if we're having children, that the whole idea is to help them to grow up to be successful adults and help them go into the world and be prepared for the day that they are going to leave. They are going to want to form their own families and pursue their own careers and their own interests in life. It's going to happen. And I suggest that when we prepare ourselves for that time, because it will be inevitable, it's going to happen to all of us unless we have a really, really close family, in which case you don't even need to watch this video, right? So, what can we do if we find ourselves and the last child has flown the nest, so to speak? Well, we can go out and get a life, right? I tell folks what everybody would say, and is really, really obvious. Go out and become involved in the things you like to do in the world. Maybe you're really into church groups and education and helping one another in the church family. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe you want to pursue a hobby that you didn't have time for. I know lots of retired folks who are really good at painting. They're excellent artists. It's just something they took up when they finally had the time to do it. And the artwork is tremendous. It's just gorgeous stuff, something you can do in that regard. A lot of people like to travel. So they figure, okay, when the kids are finally gone, we're going to travel. Another lady told me that what she'd like to do, she put it this way: she wants to RV the USA. She wants to get one of those huge RV things and get in there with her husband and just travel and go see the entire country. She said, there's so many things in this country I've always wanted to see, and I have not seen it. We just haven't had time, been too busy. That's sort of how we can prepare for that time when the kids are gone, right? We have a goal. We know what we're going to do next. We know what the next phase of our life is all about, right? Now, when we're going back a little bit to when we start the family, the idea then is we are going to care for that family, and that means go out and earn some money and pay the way that for the the needs of the children, make sure they have good schools, good clothing and food and healthy activities and like that. That's our focus at that time, is to help the children become part of the next generation, and that's well and good. It's the way the culture progresses, and it's a good thing for all of us. But then when they leave, it's sad when the children don't look back. I think that's what it is. When the children hit the gate, they just keep going and they don't look back, because maybe they're tasting freedom for the first time, or they're adjusting to their new circumstances and like that. And they sort of figure, well, my parents were always strong. They were always there for me when I was growing up. They don't need me to do anything for them then at that time. But if they get a little bit further down the road, they might recognize that their parents can use some interaction as well, social interaction. Would like to see the kids, which would be their grandkids, and like that, and how lonely it must be to go from a house full of screaming, happy kids to an empty house that is silent. If we can remember that and look back on our parents who helped us out into the world. But as for the parents, like I say, plan on it. What are you going to do next? What are you going to do when you retire? What sort of things would you like to do that you never had time to do, never had the money to do, never had the space to do? What would it be? Plan for it ahead of time. Plan for the stages of life. They are inevitable. They are going to happen. We are not going to be able to stop it. And sometimes when the children don't leave home, that becomes the problem. We can discuss that at a later time. But assuming that children do leave the house, what do you do next? That's the question, right? If you have any suggestions for that, I'd really appreciate it. Put it in the comments section. What do we do with ourselves once the children leave the home? I think that'd be a good thing to look into. I get wonderful ideas from the people I talk to, and I've said it before, and most counselors will say it. We learn more from our clients than the clients learn from us. But when I gain information and experience, I like to share it. I pay it forward. I pass it forward so that we can all benefit. So your comments here and your emails will help others. Once again, I won't mention your name, but if I have permission to read your email, please let me know. If it's terribly long, I'll probably have to condense it. Excuse me, or give the topic or the theme or the idea. But please let me know if I have permission to do that. And then we can open up discussion. And the discussion right here now is, what do we do when the children leave the home? Do we go roller skating? Believe it or not, one lady told me that's what she did. The old-fashioned roller rinks with the 4 wheels on the bottom of the shoe and all that. That's what she wanted to do. She went out and she found a very lively group that was doing that, a lively group of seniors, that she made friends and started a whole new activity in her life, something she hadn't done since she was a child. That's something to do. A lot of people go rollerblading on the sidewalks down by the beaches around here in Southern California. People go out and join bicycle clubs and jogging clubs and dining clubs and theater clubs and all sorts of clubs. There are things to do to become more fulfilled and happier and to use that time of life. So what suggestions do you all have for those of us who are experiencing our children leaving the home and we sort of wondering what comes next in our life? What are your suggestions? Leave them below. Send me an email, counselorscouch101@mail.com. I thank you for dropping by. I look forward to talking with you next time.